here. We out here on this. Y'all, we out here on some nut shit. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is.
Wait, time out. I don't have a good song on. I don't even have a song on.
Oh my god. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was your cue, Brad. What the fuck?
Oh, we're just, bro. You gotta let me know when we start.
We have no cues, bro. We don't
No
do cues
cues.
here. We don't do any cues.
Okay.
The less cues, the better.
What's up, guys? We're in this.
Yo, is there when you talk real quick? Say something weird.
Something weird. What's up?
Okay, never mind. I thought I heard static coming from your end. Oh, maybe.
Maybe. I was like playing around with something. Maybe it was like coming through with.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay.
All right, we're fine. Y'all are fine. Oh my lord, Brad and I planned on recording this. I went up to Penn State this past weekend, and we planned on recording, and then just got completely sidetracked by doing just like normal shit that we usually do.
Yeah, but here we are.
But here we are. Yeah, I had a fun weekend, man. I love coming up to see you guys.
Yeah, it's always great. I'm sorry that I had exams to study for, so
yeah, dude, fucking.
I couldn't spend as much time as I wanted to, though. A lot of the time spent was procrastination.
Hey man, yeah, but what's new, honestly?
What is new?
Would you like? Okay, so you had exam what, Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday?
Monday, Tuesday.
How'd they go?
First one went all right. I think I did pretty well on that one, and then second one I passed. We take those.
We do take those.
Yeah.
If you wanna remind the people, Brad, what are you studying in college?
Computer engineering. It's very fun. Lots of
Comp
coding.
ends.
Yes.
Comp ends, baby. So Brad, if you could summarize your 4.5 years of comp eng up until this point, how would you summarize it?
Oh man, it's rough. It's a hard major. I like
Wait,
computer engineering.
Yeah.
I like computer engineering. It's kind of a mix of, for anybody familiar with like STEM fields, I guess it's like a mix of electrical engineering and computer science. So
it's a super STEM major.
Yeah, so it's I didn't like computer science a lot, mostly because of the department here, which wasn't the greatest.
Oh really? Oh damn! You don't think? I thought we had a good. I thought Penn State had a good comp sci program.
I don't know, the administration here is terrible. The professors are terrible.
Well, I shouldn't have sent Sarah's sister there. I was hyping that shit up so bad.
Oh man! Oh, good luck to her. She's just such a computer engineer.
She's IST, I think technically. But that's all the
IST
same
is
thing,
different.
right?
No,
IST is different.
IST is completely different.
Oh shit! Okay, my bad.
Yeah, it's like a new age major.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, Emma, if you're listening, I know you're not, but if you are, stay there. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't let Bradley deter you.
It'll be fine. I mean, it's going through changes. Maybe it'll be better, but I'm on my way out of here, so I just know like the bad comp sci department.
Yeah, true. So Brad and a bunch of our other friends are taking an extra year to finish up, and then they're gonna head out into the real world. Well, Brad, since you're kind of in like a weird middle spot between like the normal 4-year plan and then like the real world, I guess. Like you're in that weird limbo. Like if like right now, like if you could spend like the rest of your life in like one environment, like would you rather stay in college for another like 4 years, or are you ready to leave? Are you ready to get the hell out of there?
Nah, I'm ready to get the hell out.
All right.
I'm so tired. I know like people like, college, they'll do their PhDs and whatnot. I just want to get out of here. I'll be earning enough money.
But you'll be having a different kind of fun.
Yeah, I'll go live my life.
Hey man, be careful. I don't know if I just don't have any friends back here or if I just like you guys too much. But like I'd be bored as hell here. Like I'll be sitting there like, damn, I kinda wish that I could give up like I could take another at least one more semester. I could.
Mm,
Um of the
we'll
exams and
see.
homework. I could do that one more time. But
Hey man, come up and take my semester for me.
well that's different. I'm not doing it in comp eng. I'll keep doing it in energy engineering, which is I can imagine it's infinitely easier.
I mean, all majors have their difficulty.
Eh, you don't have to be super politically correct here, Brad. Some majors are
Yeah.
easy as shit.
Yeah, some majors are easy.
There are some people that spend every day on Hublon, all right? And none
Mm,
of them are STEM majors.
true, true.
No offense to
Oh,
our non-STEM major friends and audiences, or friends in the audience, or members of the audience.
no, yeah, everybody has their own
Everyone has to
struggles.
differ. I'm just being coy.
Yeah,
I
but
couldn't I couldn't I couldn't do a lot of the things that um God, what's the fucking word for non-STEM majors or for any major other than STEM? I don't know,
mm,
whatever.
non-STEM majors. I don't think
Normie,
there's like a encompassing term.
non-STEM.
Yeah,
Y'all the branches. Y'all the branch majors.
the
How's that?
branch
If we're the
majors.
STEMs, you
Okay.
guys are the branch.
True, true, true.
No, I'm big hating.
Yeah,
I've
yeah. I
come I've
was. Mhm.
after dating Sarah for 4 years, I've come to have such an appreciation for non like technical majors because I know damn well I could not do what she's doing. For anyone who doesn't know, my girlfriend Sarah is studying to become a primary education um well she an elementary school teacher essentially in layman's terms. And there's no way on God's green earth I could I could do that. I love
Oh
kids. I
yeah,
love kids
no,
to death,
for sure,
but that's a whole different animal, man.
for
I
sure.
could do high
I know
school.
people that. Oh, maybe yeah. High school. I mean, a friend of ours. Isaac. He's doing. I think he's like a high school teacher,
Wait,
or
that's what he's doing now?
maybe it was with younger kids. I don't remember.
Wait, that's what he's doing now?
Hmm.
Wait, really?
Yeah, for now.
Is oh, okay.
Because
Is
he's
this like a
gonna.
temporary thing? Because I haven't
Yeah.
talked to Isaac since we graduated.
Oh yeah, no, no. So,
Oh,
uh,
sick. Yeah.
yeah, and he graduated just. I'm like, I could do it for like, as like an intermediate job
Oh, that'd
like
be
that.
fun as hell. Oh
Hmm.
man, damn, good for him. I gotta hit him up.
Yeah.
That's the problem with him living in Florida. It's like I don't know if I don't like see you guys if I don't see you guys all the time. Like I kind of like it's not that I forget about you. It's just kind of like um it's just like I'm not. It's not like a constant like, guys. Oh, let me figure out what they're doing because they're like right there. Like I kind of have a general idea of what you guys are doing, and I kind of like to know what you guys are doing. Like I'm interested to know what you guys are up to, just because like you guys are close to me. But
Hmm.
like I have no idea what like Mason's been doing, or like Isaac, even
There's some
Trevor.
people I
I
haven't
just
talked
learned. Yeah,
to. There's people I haven't talked to in a while.
yeah. Well, that's the way it goes, I guess.
But yeah, for anybody listening that doesn't know us too well, we have like that's like just like our friend group people
We
who,
we have a big but closely knit friend group.
yeah, but we've all graduated now, so everybody's
Yeah,
kind of been separated.
yeah. Like half of us graduated, and half are still
Mm.
finishing up. So we're all split in half, and then and one half just completely dissipated, and then the other half is stuck, so waiting to dissipate in the
Yep.
coming months.
Oh man. Well, we'll see how everything plays out. I'm
Yeah,
sure
man.
I'll keep in touch with my friends.
Yeah. Well, how's like? Well, okay. Well, I'll ask you this. How's like? Because I assume you're starting to look for like jobs, or like internships or like post. I'll say post college stuff. So like, what's that like as like a at this point, both like pandemic wise, and I mean like even without that.
Um, I haven't been doing much of like job searching because I'm mostly just focusing on my classes. I
Gotcha.
think
Well,
Like
you're
I
gonna
did
graduate in the
some.
spring, so I mean, you have
Yeah,
like some time still.
exactly. I have time, and I don't know what the like job atmosphere is going to be looking like whenever I graduate. So
Yeah,
I want to give it a little bit. I want to give things a little more time to settle down
yeah,
and not like
yeah,
jump into it too fast.
yeah. That's one. It's I actually meant to um ask you guys more about that when I was up there this past weekend. Because I mean, like, like it's very different. Like a lot of my classmates that I graduated with, they all kind of had internships, and then they all kind of got their job offers like before the pandemic hit. So so they weren't really that affected. But I mean, like all you guys who are looking to, you know, get your foot in the door for that kind of stuff, this isn't this definitely is not helping. I can imagine.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, like you guys sent me a video of John in the of our John of our friend John
mhm.
in the was it, oh, it was the Lockheed Martin like
Yeah.
little
The
webinar thing, and then my
events.
brother
Yeah,
was in there.
yeah,
I and then like you guys had to do like one-on-one like interview type thing. Oh God, that sounds fucking horrible.
yeah. John said it wasn't fun.
I
Yeah,
believe
so
it.
there's stuff like that, but like worst case, I'm sure a lot of jobs have gone remote, so it wouldn't be too hard. But
Yeah,
I just want to
yeah,
know like what I'm getting into more.
right. That's fair. Yo,
Hmm.
Yo, John's funny, man. Our our friend group has like has a weird way of getting things done, such to say that we really don't ever. And if we do, it's not really on time or in a year promptly at all.
Yes, for
But
sure.
when I was I think it was Friday, I was up there and we were just like talking, and then someone brought up the job fair, and then I remember John saying, "Oh yeah, that's today. I was gonna go," and then I realized I didn't want to. And meanwhile, it's like 3 p.m. and we're like, "Oh, okay, cool.
Uh,
That sounds about right."
yep, it does sound about right.
We that's what are they called, the degenerates. No, I don't know. Our group dynamic is funny as hell. It's funny. It's funny though to make it's very easy to make fun of everybody. I don't know if it's just me because that's just what I do. Is just I just make fun of everybody, but everybody's very make funnable
Uh,
except Pam because Pam might kill you.
yes. No, Pam as well. Pam as well.
No, Pam might. I don't
Everybody
think
gets
I've
shit.
I don't think I've ever made fun of Pam, honestly.
Everybody gets shit from me. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just be canceling people off the mispronunciation. Nah, that's messed up.
But it's not serious. No serious canceling done here.
No,
Only if you're a bad person, man.
right. Well, I mean, our group kind of you guys are lucky because you guys don't necessarily. I want to get into like how like social interaction has been, like how like your college social life has been affected by all this, especially at this point where we're kind of in like a weird state where there are people on campus now. There are people living downtown. Like there are a lot of people up there, and like there are things to do. Like it's kind of lenient up there, but at the same time, like there's still that like looming, pandemic over our heads that you guys have to worry about. Um, like I know, like our our friend group spent a lot of time. Oh, the vast majority of our social interactions just came from all of us hanging out together. But like other than that, like it has like, God, this podcast set up more like an interview. I don't know why I'm setting it up like this, but these are all questions I wanted to talk to all you guys about, but I figure I'd just bring it up here because I feel like some of you guys listening um are in similar situations. So I figure some of you guys can relate
Yeah.
to Bradley's experience more than mine necessarily. Um, but yeah, like I mean, like what does your social life look like now?
Oh, it's just a lot of like staying at home. Luckily, my friends, like I live like my roommates are my friends. The people downstairs are my friends. Like
Yeah,
we have like we're our day to day. our day to days, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Whereas I know that a lot of people in like my situation don't necessarily have a lot of friends that they can see. So I think I'm pretty lucky that I at least have that. Um, there's like a lot of people in apartments here with like without friends, without family. Like maybe they got sick or something, and they're just like
Yeah.
quarantined, and like there's like some halls on campus that were designated like quarantine zones for people that got like sick or people that think they're sick.
Yeah. Yo,
Yeah, so
it's kind of wild that none of you guys have gotten sick yet. I mean, not like wild, but like considering how many people you guys like are there still, like that I'm taking this pool from. Like there are, I don't know, maybe like 10 of you guys that I'm considering and like that are still up there that see each other like multiple times a week and then go and see other people multiple times a week. It's kind of crazy that you guys none of you
I
guys have
think
gotten sick
everybody's
yet.
still like I think it's
You guys
because
are
they're
cautious. Yeah, I don't want to paint it that you guys are like out like going doing crazy shit all the time. You guys are the more cautious people that I see on a regular semi-regular basis, but still.
mm, I think well, I mean a lot of people are cautious, which I think is good. Like people maintain social distancing. Everybody's been keeping up with the masks.
Yeah. And then there's me who just wants to come to State College and go out to bars and stuff.
Oh man,
Just throw all that shit to the wind.
no, don't think of it that way. As long as you're maintaining social distance and wearing your mask,
Yeah. It's all
yes,
good. It's all
it's all
good.
good. Yes, try to
It's all
stay
good until it isn't.
outdoors.
I remember I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to throw him under the bus, but our one friend, well obviously he knows who he is, but and some of you guys listening will know who it is, but our friend in the spring when we were up there before it must have been like it might have been like May or even like April at that point. But we were in like, I don't know, I would say probably like the peak of like public fear of the virus, I guess you could call it. Like we were in like the like everyone was freaked out about it, right?
Yeah,
Um
full quarantine mode.
yeah, like full quarantine, all that stuff. And I remember our friend, I remember waking up to a Snapchat in our group chat and he was like, "Yo, I've been seeing this person, and this person's roommates got got tested, and they got sick." So he's like, the person the person that I'm seeing, they're getting tested, and he's like, if they come up positive, I'm definitely positive. And meanwhile, like we've all been hanging out with this person for like
Yeah, extended
like
periods of
every
time.
day, like like the vast majority of our week we spent with this person. So I remember, oh my God, that was like our own mini like societal freak out right there.
Yeah,
That shit
that
cracked
was
me
a
up. And
while
then
ago.
when I came over to see y'all, I remember that apartment was so clean. That was the cleanest I've ever seen their apartment. It was like,
Uh,
yeah, your girl Pam held it down for y'all, man.
oh yeah. Well, not for me. I didn't live there.
Huh?
I didn't live there.
Oh, that's right. You didn't even live there. Yeah, yeah, that's right. You didn't even live at that place. Um, but yeah, our friend Pam like sanitized the living hell, like every square inch of that apartment. It was. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like my friends are like disorganized slobs or anything like that. But it was by far the cleanest I've ever
Oh yeah.
seen any apartment that they have ever lived in before.
No, yeah. Yeah,
Smelled like a it smelled
that
like a
was
hospital.
truly a freak out time. I think I
Oh my
just stayed
God.
home for a while. I was like,
You
oh,
did. I didn't see Brad for like a week after that.
I noped out.
I mean, well, I just went over. I'm like, ah, fuck it. I'm seeing you. I wore my mask that day though. I wore my mask like the whole time I was in there, which is stupid because it's like fucking whatever. I'm touching all their stuff. I'm sitting on their couch, but
Yeah, I mean, if it helps, it helps.
it does. I'm genuinely surprised that they didn't send y'all home. And by y'all, I mean people that they could actually send home. Like I'm surprised they haven't sent like any of the kids in the halls home. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised
Yeah,
because it really
dude,
doesn't
it's
make
been a
sense to send
month,
them home
right?
at this point. It has been a month, and I mean you can't really at this point like it doesn't make sense to send kids home to like where they can infect more people. But I'm surprised. Like, there's like from what I know about how they're kind of handling it, just from people I know, having I'll call it run-ins with COVID. Um, I don't know. Like, it's just like I'm kind of surprised Penn State isn't being more I guess active in how they're handling it. But shit, it
Yeah,
is what it is.
it
They're not on
is
y'all
what
at
it
all.
is.
Have any of you guys gotten like asked to get randomly tested yet?
Yeah, I did the very first week of class.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I got an email, told me to
Hmm.
like set up a time, show up on campus. I got
Yeah,
tested.
yeah. Expound on that because I don't know how that process works.
Yeah, actually, it was like kind of messed up for me. I don't know like how other people's experience has been, but I was te I was tested and they told me that I'd get my results within like 2 or 3 days.
Hmm.
And they gave me a barcode that I had to scan with my phone.
Gotcha.
And so I set up my time, got tested, and I checked the barcode like 2, 3 days after. I checked a week after, and nothing. Like the
Hmm.
barcode just wouldn't read. The website would come up as blank, and I
Sure.
never got like an email from them. And meanwhile, I knew other people that got tested after me, and they heard back, and like they were fine, you know. So like that was back in August. So probably like 3, 4 weeks later, I finally get an email from them that I had tested negative. But I mean, it's
Oh,
almost been a
nice.
month at that point, you know. Like
Yeah.
I guess I didn't have Corona back then, but
You could have well, even more. I mean, even past that, like, you could have if you were positive, you could have infected like mad people unknowingly. But
yeah, true. But
that's no
thankfully, I
bueno.
wasn't. But yeah, they said that there was like an error. There was like a delay
There's always
with
an error, man.
the results or something. So I don't know if people have had that experience as well. I never got randomly selected again, nor have I heard anybody, like any of my immediate friends, get like they haven't said
Hmm.
they got randomly selected. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay, well,
I
at least
don't
one
know.
of y'all did. At least one
Hmm.
of y'all got randomly selected. I kind of, I guess I just kind of assumed since, I mean, there's no really need for me to know who got tested for that. But I don't know. I was just kind of like, I was like, oh, I wonder who actually got, if any of my friends got tested, but if they just didn't care about, if they just don't care about off campus kids. All right, well, I'm gonna brighten it up a little bit here, um, because we're gonna shift topics from a deathly pandemic that's killed like what, like 200,000 people in the U.S. or something like that.
Oh
We're gonna
man,
skip right past that and go into the fact that Brad went apple picking for the first time this past weekend, and he had a blast.
that was fun. Yeah, it was. I had picked many fruits, but never apples.
What a stupid ass topic, but fuck it. Yo,
Yeah.
dude, picking shit. I don't know if that's just that has to be like a country thing.
I did it in Puerto Rico as well. Have you ever
Yeah.
picked coffee beans?
No, see, that's a Puerto Rico. That's an island shit. No, Brad, where am I gonna pick coffee beans around here?
I don't know, man. Maybe like Florida. They have like a
They
tropical
don't,
weather, right?
they don't grow beans in Florida. Am I tripping or I'm not gonna look it up because I don't feel like getting proven right or wrong. I'm just gonna assume that that's whatever. No. I've never picked coffee beans.
Mm,
Yeah,
I picked that.
but what fun is picking coffee beans? Because like you can't just like pick one off the vine, the tree. What does coffee grow on?
It's like
Like a bush?
yeah, it's a bush.
It's a bush. Okay, well I don't you can't take a coffee bean off the bush, eat it, decide you don't want it anymore, and then just throw it on the ground. Like that's not fun. That's like all the
No,
fun that comes from
it's
apple
about the
picking.
smell, man. It's about the smell.
Okay, shit. I'll just walk into a
Yeah,
Starbucks and do the same shit.
it's a very enriching experience. Nah, it's actually
I'll
a lot
just
of fun.
I'll just walk into C11 at Target and just experience the same thing.
Oh man, yeah, just take a good sniff,
Just
pull
take a
your
good
mask
sniff.
down, sniff that coffee.
Nah, man, picking's lit, and that was the second weekend in a row that I went apple picking. I consumed way too many apples in a week span.
Oh
Because
man.
I went with Sarah the weekend before I came up, and then when I went up last weekend, I went apple picking with y'all.
Oh, the apple cider I got was so good. It
I'm
was
not a fan of apple cider, man. I don't know. I don't know.
really.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, I don't even like apple juice. I don't like apple really anything. And cider's
Oh,
like, I don't know,
but you
too
like the fruit?
sweet. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, I'll do like, well, I know you like your fruit juice. Brad drinks like a gallon of orange juice a day.
I drink a lot of orange juice. Maybe not a
Brad
gallon,
drinks
but a
way too
lot
much,
of orange juice.
way too
I can
close
be a
enough.
gallon. It could
If at any
definitely be a
point,
gallon.
if at any point you can drink a gallon of orange juice a day, yeah, that's a lot of orange juice, my guy. You like two
Uh,
percent pulp.
Orange juice, baby. But it's okay. I don't buy it enough.
Are you pulp or no pulp?
Either. I'm happy with either. I don't
That
discriminate.
sounds that's the answer of a man who drinks too much OJ. Every normal person on the planet who has like a glass of OJ every other day for breakfast
Has a
would
preference.
has a preference. But if you have no preference, you'll say, "I'll have either."
Hey man, I don't discriminate. What
You
can
sound
I
like an
say?
addict, bro. You're an OJ addict.
Nah. We're good here. No addiction. Just
Okay.
love. Just a deep love
Okay,
for
okay, okay.
OJ.
Okay. No addict here. All right. Oh shit. Oh shit, my bad.
Nah,
That's
you're
why I'm trying to
good.
be that's why I'm trying to be a little coy with it. I mean, it's like I don't want to put anything out there that shouldn't
Yo,
be out
wait,
there.
Nate, could you actually cut that out from the podcast?
Yeah. Okay,
I'm not sure if. All right,
yeah,
so off the air.
okay, shit. Well, let me write down the timestamp. You picked a good day for me to actually be picking up time. I'm just gonna screenshot my phone. I'll remember. That's
Um,
funny. Okay. Okay, well then
dude.
we'll skip on that topic.
No,
Come on,
yeah,
I
bro.
can't keep that in.
You're good. You're good.
No, I'll cut it all out. I'll cut it all out. Damn. Oh
All
man,
right.
that means I gotta take that picture down from IG. Or can I keep that shit up?
Nah, you can keep it up. It's
All right,
fine.
I'll just untag her.
Yeah, you can keep it up. I don't
You know how nasty of a person I gotta be to untag someone from a picture, but keep
care.
them in the picture.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right. Well, depending on how I decide to edit this episode, we're gonna make an awkward cut straight to
What's up? What's up? We're
a
back,
very
baby.
a very
Commercial break.
choppy transition just to the presidential debate. Did you actually watch it last night, or did you just watch like clips of it?
I watched some clips. I watched like part of it, but
Okay.
wasn't paying like too much attention.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah, I watched maybe like the last like half hour, 45 minutes or so. So I mean, I
yeah,
guess
same
the
here.
second half, something like that.
I don't
Um,
know. It was a lot of two dudes yelling at each other.
I hate this so much, man. I hate
Yeah,
this so much. I don't. There's so many changes that need to happen to make this at all to make like any future like presidency the least like even the littlest bit more tolerable. Starting with I don't need anyone over the age of 60 in
oh
this
yeah,
debate.
man,
I
for
don't care if that
sure.
sounds I don't care if that sounds ageist. I don't at all.
No,
Like there has to be a cutoff because I mean like you're talking like two generations of ideology.
yes, exactly. It's all about ideology.
Yeah, it's like
It's not about
I
being
mean,
ageist. It's about which generation is in the lead. When
yeah,
it comes to
that's my big problem because it's like I don't it doesn't matter who I'm really supporting on either side, especially if they're if they're of a certain age or I shouldn't even say of a certain age. If you have a certain um if you have a certain generational ideology, which really doesn't I guess age technically factors into that, but like it does it's not stringent on age. Um, if you have a specific generational ideology, then it's hard for me with my completely separate generational ideology to like really believe anything that you're saying because then it just sounds like you're pandering to me. You know what I mean?
yep. Hmm.
It's like how am I supposed to support? And this is what I feel like not a lot of people are talking about, um, or at least talking about a lot. Because I mean, like you could disagree and agree with whoever, but But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but wouldn't you rather support someone who is actually who may or may not be like actually living in the same like actually might have lived in the same time that you have and have like similar experience and have a similar outlook than you as you to
Yeah.
like form these
Or
opinions? Because like a lot of
or
these
at least
things
not or at least not an outlook so like
dated.
completely different from most of the population. You know, like
Yeah,
these
dude.
people
It's
are
like who you voting for. Everyone, like you're like these people's demos or like their their I guess their assumed demos, their age demos, are all like people who don't matter anymore. I know that sounds I shouldn't phrase it like that, but it's like I don't know. You think like the average like sweeping. I'm talking about like sweeping legislation, right? Like just like the whole kit and caboodle. Very few, a very small part of like a legislation is going to affect both very young people and very old people, right? When I say very young people, I just mean like, well, actually, I shouldn't even say very young people. It's really just very old people because how
those are the
you're already
families.
established. You're already
Yeah.
established. There's almost no other way like your life can go when you get to X point in your life. And I don't want to put like a specific age on it because that's probably ageist. But it's like like you, like people like you and me, people like even like my parents who are still older, you like our parents who are getting older. Like I mean like 30, 40-year olds, they still have like a good part of their life left and they're going to get affected the most by it. You know what I mean? But then like like why am I listening to just like two like super old guys, one of them who sounds old as hell and one of them sounds like he's half the age as me.
Yeah,
Just
man.
like
They weren't even like debating. A lot of the times it devolved
God.
into just yelling matches, man. Like it was like ridiculous.
And they just need to cut mics. I understand why they don't cut mics, but they need to, honestly. And I'm iffy on that. I'm iffy on that because like if you gave me like if you showed me footage from the past, I don't know, however many presidential debates, right? And you said, do you think that mics should be cut to stop um like people talking over other people's sound? I'd say like no, that doesn't make any sense. Like you know, sometimes you just have to throw that last little bit in there or whatever. That's fine. But if you're just like yelling, if all three of you guys are just
Yeah.
yelling at each other, three of you guys, the two people standing up there who might be president and then the moderator are all yelling at each other for 90 minutes. What is the point? Like what is the point, honestly? You might as well just follow two of them on Twitter and just watch their feeds go back and forth, honestly.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Like no like at one point they were just like Trump started going after Biden's son for some reason and
Yeah,
Biden
man.
started defending his son and it
This
just
is what, yeah, and I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna have to listen. I'm gonna have to blame Trump for that specific part. Not. I shouldn't even say. Let me rephrase that. Not that he did it. Obviously, it's Trump's fault that he dug that low on that thing. But just like that stuff like that is like, even like that was barely talked about afterwards. There were so many things. Obviously, there were so many things said that should have been talked about. Some of which we'll still talk about here. Um, but like like one thing that I noticed that not a lot of people were talking about. I saw some people talking about like, hey, like why did Joe Biden, why did Donald Trump think it was even in the slightest bit okay to just like completely slander this man's kid who has really, and not even like Hunter, who has allegedly some ties to China or whatever, all that stuff. That's not even the right son. It's like a son that's just doing whatever.
yeah,
It's a
exactly,
son that's
man. It
just
was
sitting at home doing nothing. He ain't in the news. He just has the, I guess in this case, the unfortunate circumstance that to share the last to share the blood and last name of a presidential candidate that's going up against Trump. So Trump's like, ah, fuck it. I'm just gonna like, you know, insult the living hell out of this man and come at every mistake he's ever made in his life. And the dude's just like chilling, not doing shit. It's like, and like everyone would just like
it,
bypass that.
it was too much, man. I was like pretty turned off from the presidential debate. I
I'm
think.
not, yeah, yeah. No,
I
it
mean, it
was,
just makes me sad. I think there was better candidates for
There were,
I
I
think
mean,
both Sanders and Andrew Yang were better candidates than
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Biden and Trump.
Listen, you can the thing that people don't understand about government or about how the government works in this stance is that even if you have all these radical, quote unquote, radical ideologies, there's still systems in place that are most likely going to tone that down a lot. Like realistically, there's no way that that so say Bernie Sanders got elected to office, right? There is no way that every single piece of legislation that Bernie Sanders wanted to get in that he wanted to pass through or anything he wanted to change in the government, whatever, that it would even get close to passing the way he would like it once it came to fruition. Like that's not going to happen. That never happens.
Mm. I mean,
Everything just the way that the House and the Senate and all the branches are organized is that no matter what president is in there, no matter what they want, it's almost always going to get watered down to something
mhm.
more quote unquote acceptable. So like the whole idea of like someone like a Bernie Sanders or like an Elizabeth Warren just coming in and being like super radical and all these people are scared of all these like radical ideas, like radical left ideas. It's like I mean, at least they can like hold their own. Like at least they're like semi-intelligent people. Like I mean, for the vast majority of them, they're pretty intelligent people.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like if you put any of them up on the stand, I wouldn't feel like I wanted to like oh my God. It's like at some points I have to like actively like root against Joe Biden even though that's it's God, man.
No,
It's
yeah,
like
no, I
come
feel
on,
that.
man. Give this man some coffee or something. Like Jesus. Can't put together a sentence, can't remember anything.
Yeah, it was. I
It's
don't know.
unfortunate. It's unfortunate because they're not opposites. They're just that's the problem. They're not really opposites as much as they are just like not great. They're just two not great
Yep.
people to be put in this position.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't know how we got here, but here we
Well,
are.
I wanted listen as okay, not as an not as like a Black American, not as an American, as just like a person who does not necessarily like to see other people fail. I just wanted Trump um to denounce white supremacy just there. I just wanted it really, not because I thought it was going to be like a genuine like denouncing of it, not because like because I still think he's a shit person in that light. I just wanted him to say it. I just wanted him to like at least make me feel like he's at least trying to like at least give
Hmm.
me a bone. Like I just wanted him to throw me a bone. You know what I mean? But he
Yeah,
didn't even
no.
do that. He did the opposite. He just took my food away from me. He just took the bone back. He essentially just like waved it in my face and said, "Ah, fuck you," and then just threw it in the trash can.
Yeah.
I was
I don't
like,
know,
I
man.
was like, damn, man, he really couldn't say that. Really, really, come on, man,
But those are the times we live in,
come on, man,
sadly.
really. Listen, I get that's your demo. Like, I get that's your demo. But like, come on, man.
Well,
Like, God. Sorry, I'll let you talk. I was just ranting right there.
no, you're good. There's not much to say. We'll have to wait till November 3rd, see what
Oh
happens.
my
But is it November 3rd? November
Yeah, it's
6th?
November 3rd. Who
November
knows? With all this
3rd,
mail,
yeah.
well, November 3rd is the official voting day, but with mail-ins, I mean, what's it matter?
There's gonna be
They were
delays.
yeah, they were saying that like people are gonna because you can't start counting it until November 3rd, so it's gonna be like I don't know, days, weeks, months.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Jesus
I don't know how
Christ,
it's all gonna
dude.
work. It depends on the volume, obviously. I don't know, man. I don't get it. And he's like, oh, God, it's like I could just rant about both of them, honestly.
No, same here, same here, same here. Like,
And that's what makes me mad, dude. It's like I just feel like I'm losing either way. I feel like that's like the general ideology. Either
mm,
you
at
adore
least
one of
within,
them
yeah, at least
or
within
you
our
hate
age
both of
group.
them. Yeah. Like I hate both of them, man, honestly. Or I shouldn't say I hate both of them. I hate that I have to pick one of them.
Hmm.
Really. And I hate the two-party system.
Yeah, bipartisanship has ruined politics in this country, and in so many countries as well, man. Like other countries, they're fine. They don't have bipartisan
And it's not even,
systems.
yeah, and it's not even necessarily that there are two parties that end up just being in the spotlight every year. It's more that the system and the way that society works, it makes you feel like you have to pick a side every time. That's more my issue because it's like,
Oh man, there's many countries that have many more than two parties, and like it works fine. Bipartisanship is like a problem unique to like certain, like Puerto Rico has the same problem. Well, I mean, it's not a country, but we have our own government.
yeah, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, like some countries in South America have the same problem. Like I don't know, it's just a system set up to fail.
yeah.
Hopefully, we
I
can
don't know.
move away from it.
Yeah, what I am actually looking forward to is the vice president debate next week. I think it's
Is
on
it
Wednesday.
Pence
It's
versus
Yeah, it's Pence freaking
Harris, right?
yeah, Harris. I am actually looking forward to that only because I think that realistically they're gonna have a way more intelligible conversation,
Oh,
which is
please,
really all I
yes.
want. Which is really just all I want. Because that's, I mean, I in my head I already know I already have an idea of who I'm going to vote for, right? At this point, but at the same time, I still want to like see, like at this point, I'm still, even though I'm in that phase, I know who I'm going to vote for. I'm still like, I still want to learn more about each of these candidates. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And what these administrations could be bringing to the table. Even though I already have my choice, I just want to learn more.
Yeah, so as to be
And I
informed.
didn't learn shit yesterday, so it's like, well, now I just feel like I wasted my time. You wasted the whole country's time.
When is the Pence Harris debate?
That's Wednesday. That's Wednesday, a week from now.
Okay, yeah, I'll be tuning in for that.
Yeah, I'm watching that. I'm watching that. I mean,
I think in the future, I hope they have better moderators as well.
yeah.
Like,
The problem,
just
the
cut the
problem is,
mic. Cut the
who you
mic.
gonna?
I don't care who it is. It could
Yeah,
be, I
I
don't
don't
care if it's
know.
the president, dude. Just cut the mic if he's not debating properly.
Yeah, cut. The problem about cutting the mic is that cutting the mic. I feel like there are two problems with cutting the mic, and that's one of them being it can like who chooses when and where to cut the mic unless you just straight up cut it at the end of your 2 minutes, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, because I mean, you're talking, you're talking. You don't have it perfectly timed out. You're gonna go over a little bit, right?
Yeah,
And I get that when the other person's talking, you shouldn't. You should just cut the mic, right? Like I can understand the rebuttal to that. That point is debatable. But the other thing is that oh God, what was I gonna say? What was my second point? I lost it. Um, shit, I forgot.
you're good, man.
But I mean, I don't know. You can. Oh, that was my thing. Cutting it it's not being able to cut the mic is in and of itself a strategy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
They'll take
you have
advantage
to
of it.
you have to believe that Joe Biden knew that Trump was going to act like a child and go past his time as many times as he wanted to.
Yep.
And it looks more
They'll.
obvious if your mic isn't cut, right?
Hmm.
It just makes you feel like you're out of control, which is a strategy. So I
Of
mean,
course, yep.
I could see that. I could see that counter argument and be like, ah, well, it kind of it sucks, but it's like, and you can also make. I could also see the argument where it's just like, well, the other person's gonna get the 2 minutes anyway, or their X amount of time anyway. Um, Even if it's interrupted, like they're gonna still get the time. So I don't know. You're right though. The moderator needs to be.
A lot better, man.
Yeah, the moderator. Well, not even past the moderator. The candidates need to be better.
Hmm.
You could have put a chair there and like a competent like someone who actually respected the rules that they agreed on would respect the rules that they agreed on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The fact that there is a moderator is like that has such a massive role. Like that's the funny part. Like the moderator shouldn't be that big of a role.
Hmm. And yet it is.
Yeah, and yet it's basically like a 40-40-20 split. The moderator might even have more than that in
Yep.
terms of like importance in these um It shouldn't need to be like that.
But our candidates are a yelling baby and uh, very not so intelligible old man. So,
And
uh,
like I don't want to again, I don't want to come off as ageist here, but it's like Joe Biden just sounds old.
mhm.
It's not even necessarily that he is old, it's just that he sounds so damn old, man. He sounds like every breath he takes might be his last, honestly. And
Yeah,
that's really fucked up to say. But
I think
that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me as a 22-year-old. I'm like, oh my God, like, come on, come
I
on.
think he has like important things to like back. Like he was vice president.
Yeah,
He's
he has a
definitely
decent
like
resume. He has a decent resume. It
exactly.
depends on how.
He has a decent resume,
I
but
don't think he's intelligent. I don't think he's unintelligible. I just think that everything when I hear him talk, it's infuriating. I just get mad. It feels like I'm talking to like, I don't know, like my grandfather about
yeah,
like cell phones. It's like, why
yeah.
am I
He's
arguing with you about this?
There's just an age gap. There is an age gap, and
Yeah. I think that's like a
I know
core
so
change we
many
need to
people.
get through here.
Yeah,
I feel like, yeah,
so many people feel the same way that we do. Like there's a disconnect. There's a huge disconnect, and then
yeah,
there's even a bigger disconnect between young people who are, I'd say, the general population of younger people are corralled into certain areas, whether it be like colleges or
yeah,
like internships. Like you can maybe like include high school in there. Like a lot of those people solely interact or mostly interact with each other on their day-to-day basis.
and it
So
tends to be like a similar interaction. Like you're,
yes, so that's the first disconnect. They're they have like their own social life completely apart from like the political atmosphere of America,
right.
and they're just getting to know about it. We're more familiar with it, but there's people younger than us
Yeah,
uh, that are getting to know about it. And like they're finding out like like who are these people? Like why are they representing us? Like why don't we relate to them at all?
yeah,
And it's the first disconnect, and the second disconnect is between the older generations, just the people living in the Midwest, like in the center of the United States, and then the people living in the coasts, in the
mm,
cities, and the like. There's such like America's such like a melting pot when it comes to ideologies, cultures, and all these things. Like,
yeah.
uh, I think the political atmosphere just keeps going as like it's like toxic, like bipartisan, like
Yeah, yeah. You make a good point.
system.
There are too many people with too many goals and too many ideologies to really only be represented by two people
Yeah,
on one on
America's
each
too big
side.
for its own good. America's
Yeah,
way too big for its own good.
and it might sound bad, but it's like, I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way, but like we're almost too free thinking as a society to to be for this government. Like we've almost grown to like this country has almost grown to be too free in ideology
Yep.
to still have this outdated ass government.
Hmm.
We've had the same government that we had since there were like how many since we were colonies. Not the
Yeah,
exact same, obviously, but it's like
I
in
think there
essence
should
it's
just
the
be a
same
split
shit.
in. I'm not sure if this is like radical, but I think there should be like a split in America,
Yeah, that's
and
radical
like
as hell. Are you
certain
kidding me?
regions,
Split it where? Right down the
not
middle?
just by not by the middle, just like regions, like Europe is like Europe makes it work because their countries are collections of like-minded people at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So
you can also say that that's a detriment to society if you have like just like one
that's
singular
true.
thought. That's
That's
the
true.
problem. That's like the problem. It's like
Like the quality of
it's
life
good
is
to
a
be a
lot
melting
better.
pot. It's good to be a melting pot. It's just that like it's good and bad to be a melting pot. It's good to be a
Hmm.
melting pot, but it's bad if the melting pot is only getting, if you have it's good if you have all these things in your soup, in your stew, whatever, but it's not good if it's just you and me eating there, because you only eat fish, and I don't eat like non-meat. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. No, I got you. It
Because
has
then
to
you
be
have to
done
pick
right.
one. Because then you have to
Mhm.
pick one, and then then you have half the people just like, or I'm saying half, generalizing. Then you have half the people just being pissed off, and then just resenting the other side because they got what they wanted, and then they didn't. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, it just has to be done right.
Yeah.
And
But
I think
when's
the
that gonna
fact that it's
happen?
split into halves, like that's it. Yeah, well,
You
who
think
knows
that's
if
what's
it'll
gonna happen
ever
anytime
happen.
soon?
Nah, no, not with this, not with this, not from what I saw with this presidential debate.
No.
Yeah.
That's like the only sad part. It's like any that's like almost like the worst part. It's like any change that needs to happen that I think would need to happen is not going to happen in any of our lifetimes. Honestly, there's almost no way. And especially, well, I lied. I lied. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. If it doesn't happen now, it's going to take forever. Because the only good thing that came from this pandemic is the fact that people just got their entire lives uprooted, so they finally started to realize like just all the other shit that's going on. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Hmm.
That is literally the only good thing. And I don't want to, I don't want to talk too highly of a pandemic that's killed 200,000 Americans, but it's like, um, it's like we wouldn't be in the same place. Like, honestly, if we didn't have this pandemic, Trump probably would have been reelected. Like, no, like hands down, like easy bet. Honestly,
You think so?
I
I
think so.
don't think
I I mean, listen, listen, the way that, and I'm speaking from a biased standpoint, right? But the way I see a lot of his fan base, and again, I'm sorry if you would consider your part, I shouldn't say a fan base, as far as you, his supporters. And I'm sorry if you guys are listening, if some of you guys are his supporters. I don't mean this necessarily in a negative way. And I love all you guys anyway, regardless. And I'm always down to talk about the difference between us, if there are any. But it's like, if you, I'll say for the most of the supporters that I am familiar with, right? They, and they could just as easily say the same about me and my ideologies, but they almost have like blinders on. You know what I mean? It's like if you're with them, you're with them. It would have had to have taken a bomb to go off for them to like even barely shake their inner loyalty. You know what I mean? And their support. And that bomb was COVID to me. That's what it
so.
seems like.
Okay.
Because if there was no shutdown, if this none of this ever happened, Trump would have just gone on his merry way, controversies and all, and not, you know, not been scared in the least about this election. It would have been, to me, it would have been a runaway victory for Trump, honestly. And that's not because I think he did a good job. It's just because I think there weren't enough bad things, or there wasn't a big enough degree of bad things that happened under his watch, his quote unquote watch, that happened during his 4 years, to make his core base be like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have this guy in office.
Yeah, because they
Except
didn't care
now
about.
people are like, yeah. Except now, because if you don't care about the stuff he did in year one, then you're not caring about the stuff he did in year three before the pandemic hit. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
There's
COVID
people that.
sucks. COVID sucks, but I mean, if it's the only thing that's gonna get this guy out of here, I guess I'll take it, right?
Mm.
As bad as that sounds.
But
Sorry to anyone who's been affected by COVID in any way.
you know that now that you mentioned COVID, though, there's still people that like deny the. Or they don't deny the pandemic, but like they think that it's like overblown. Like I went into like a little bit of a rabbit
Rabbit
hole,
hole.
yeah, on Reddit,
Mm,
and there's like a community of like anti-corona community,
yeah.
no maskers as they've been
Right.
dubbed.
Hmm.
Um, and they're like, yeah, like this is all like just the government trying to get more control over the people. This is overblown and things like
Hmm.
that. And then like I started to realize like there's like a lot of people that think that way,
Yeah.
especially in like the country area. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
it's scary
I
to
mean,
think about. I mean, it
it
just goes
is.
to
It
show
is.
how divided America is.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, I'll be the first to say, like, I love conspiracy theories for fun. You know what I mean? Like I like thinking about, oh, like this happened. There are so many reasons why so many people or groups of people might want this to happen. And that people like it might not be, like there might be levels to why this happens. You know what I mean? Like I like the idea of conspiracy theories, right? But I don't like conspiracy theories when they play with people's health and their well-being. And it's like if this pandemic didn't kill 200,000 people, I wouldn't be like advertising it, but I would like quote unquote entertain a quote unquote conspiracy theory that be like, some person, some group somewhere, wanted to just kill a bunch of people, so they manufactured this in a lab somewhere, and they just
Yeah,
released it to the people and spread. And
but at the scale where we've seen it at this point,
hold on. I also want to be clear. I do not believe this. I also do not believe this. I just want to be clear. Sorry, Brad, you go.
yeah, like, yeah, at the point, I know you don't believe that. And I don't believe any of this stuff either, by the way. I'm
Well,
not
just
sure.
just in case the listeners were unclear, and just because if I get rich and famous in 10 years and people try to cancel me, I'm looking at you, Brad. I know you're going to be at the front of that cancel train.
No.
If they pull this up, they better not cut that part out. 'Cause I don't believe that shit, but
Yeah, same
it's
here.
interesting
Same
to think
here.
about. That's all I'm going to say. It's interesting to think about. It's definitely not true, but man.
Well, like, yeah, I think it's just not something that can be considered at this point, whether it's actually whether it actually exists. I think a lot of people that don't believe in it or are against it, I think they've shifted into believing more so, how do I put it, that it's just like the government taking advantage of people. But
Listen, but what well, what that happens is because these people exist in a governmental system that is not trustworthy and that just does not work. That's the only time this stuff happens.
true.
People are cool with the government when it just kind of works. You know what I mean? I mean that goes for really anything. People are happy with anything if it's going their way. But it's like this kind of stuff only happens if you live in a society that's controlled by a government that people don't really vibe with anymore. And I'm being like kind of loose in my take on that, because I mean that could mean something different for everyone. I mean, I have my own gripes with like the way that the American government is set up,
Mhm.
but I'm sure a lot of people do, regardless of who's in the presidency, who's sitting in that chair in the Oval Office. But you don't get, listen, you don't get people distrusting, and that's the wildest thing to me. It's like I don't want to like categorize people falsely, but it's like more often than not, the people who are claiming that COVID is a hoax and all this stuff tend to lean more towards the Trump supporter level, like group of people. I'm gonna say tend to lean, because I might be mislabeling or estimating here, but they tend to lean more towards that camp, right? But then if you're gonna lean towards that theory where it's like, oh, this is a whole conspiracy, like the government's all doing this to control us. It's like, well, who's controlling your government, yo? It's like I don't understand what your thought process is.
Mhm.
It's like, what government are you talking about that you don't trust? The one that your man's holding accountable? It's like I don't follow your thought process, and that's me. That's me. And I can only talk about from what I've seen. So it's like if I'm seeing something, if there's stuff going on in the world that I don't know about that would counter my theory, I'll apologize. I'm just saying that's just from what I see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I think it's viable. It's a complicated time here in America.
It is, and it sucks that people are dying because of it. But we needed a conflict in this. I'm gonna sound
Mhm.
like an anarchist when I say this, but it's like I said. I mean, like literally everything I want to articulate, everything about COVID absolutely sucks to hell. Everything. People are dying. People are trapped in their house. People can't see their loved ones. There's just people can't travel to go see their loved ones. People can't do anything. The whole world's shut down. The whole world is completely shut down. There's nothing good about this.
Mhm.
But if you could pick, if I'm going to be the optimist that I used to be, and I'm going to look at any kind of silver lining, the world needed to just get woken up for something. You know, it need to get woken up by something, and nothing's gonna wake up Americans like being kept in your house all day.
Yeah.
What else was gonna do this?
Yep.
People are dying in the streets before this. We've been through
And
wars
we've
and
seen
shit
what it did.
changed. People have been losing money and shit changed. But nah, as soon as you people tell you can't leave your house, if you gotta leave your house, you gotta wear like a tiny little mask over your face for 20 minutes. Nah, that's when people start getting pissed off and they start asking questions.
But think about how many riots, related and non-related to COVID, there's been though
That's what
recently.
I was talking to my family. I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and I'm like thinking about how many like, I mean riots are part of it. Think about how many issues people have that have nothing to do with COVID, that have nothing to do with quarantine, that just all
Yeah.
of a sudden, I'm gonna say, came up. Obviously, they've had those problems before COVID came, but they just become more apparent because people people are just getting, like I said, people had their lives uprooted. It's very easy for me to not have my life be affected by anything and to not have a cause to like talk about. You know what I mean? It's very easy if no matter what happens around the world, if my bubble is not popped and I can sit in it comfortably, there's no reason for me to do anything. And that's just how humans work. But if
Yeah.
everybody's bubble gets popped, then people are gonna start just doing whatever. They're gonna
Mhm.
start acting like like other like shit matters in the world.
Yeah. They start. I think it's like a wake
Yeah,
up call.
yeah, yeah. Y'all think police started killing black people in March?
Yep. Yep.
Nah, this ain't new.
Hmm.
Y'all are just bored at home sitting on your phone, so you see it more.
Yeah. That is definitely
Damn, man.
the truth of things.
Damn, I want this to be a fun podcast. I want to make fun of you about your associate, but we ended up going crazy. Oh
uh,
Jesus, man. Oh shit. Okay, well let's end on a good note. Let's end on a good note. Let's resort. Hold on. Let's resort because I don't want to end on a bad note and talk about how doomed we are as a country. And I'm gonna look at our topic list to find something fun to talk about to leave our listeners with a good send off message an hour into this. Actually, I don't know how long it's gonna be since um I'm gonna allegedly cut out a segment that you want me to cut out. Um
talk about this. Yeah. No, no, no.
Feels bad. All right, hold on. No. Yeah, I'm funny as shit. I literally have clown shit written down. I have no idea what I meant by that in our like our master list of topics. Hold up. Oh no, you know what I want to ask you? Okay, so I've mentioned this in the past, but Brad and I, well, there's a Target down in State College that I worked at, and then when I left, and when I graduated and I left, Brad ended up working there. So now we both have retail experience at the same Target store. And I just wanted to ask you, Bradley, what is the most, I don't want to say the weirdest, but what is the most like, I don't know, just like this shit, what is your like most this shit can only happen in like a retail store moment that you can think of in the past like few weeks that has happened to you or that you've seen or that you've heard from like any of our coworkers?
Well, there's definitely certain people that visit the store a lot. Um, certain individuals who are such regulars, such weird regulars at the Target to the point that they have nicknames within for the staff.
Which may or may not be in good taste, so we won't necessarily mention them here.
Well, the one person is this kid. I won't say any details, of course, but there's this kid that walks into the store every single day. Probably, maybe he's not gone into the store like 2 or 3 days in the past like month, easily. And he walks in every day without a mask. And we asked him to wear a mask, and he just says he has asthma. But a lot of people have seen him wear masks before, and he's walked in with a mask before, and he knows that we know him, but he keeps doing it. So we don't know if he's like trying to like prove a point or something, but yeah,
Yo,
he's like
listen. Yeah, sorry.
notorious. He's like walked in with like fighting gloves into the store.
Like boxing gloves?
Nah, like fighting how do I put it?
Like like what MMA fighters wear?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
I forget what the pound was. It like 5 pound, whatever.
Hmm.
I don't know what they're called. 'Cause I don't
Yeah,
follow fighting.
he's a strange kid.
Yo, listen, I firmly believe that every single person in on this planet, before they can get a real job, actually, while they're in college, this is my thing. If I became president, this would be my. If I became world leader, which means you have to do what the fuck I say. This wouldn't be the
World
first thing,
leader.
but this would be up here. Every person, if you want to get like a quote unquote real person job, you have to either work in retail or food service for at least 6 months. At least 6 months before you get a real job. You know how much better society would be if every person on the planet worked a retail or a food service job?
Hmm.
Oh my God, everyone would be so much nicer to each other.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
5 years, give it 5 years, everyone would be infinitely nicer to each other.
I actually fully agree with that.
Oh
People
my
don't understand
God.
the struggle. Some people just don't understand the struggle.
And I don't want to make it seem like working retail or food service is like the worst thing in the world. There are obviously worse things on the planet, but the interactions that you have with people in those two industries really makes you, I don't want to say hate people, but you really see the worst of people in those two fields, honestly. Like just like you just meet just like the most unintelligible, the rudest people,
Hmm.
the most like just absolutely just brain dead humans on the planet if you work on those two things. And honestly, if every single person had to work one of those jobs for 6 months, you would have such an understanding of how to not be a shitty person for the
Yeah,
rest of your life that you would just make society better just by yourself. If even half the people on the planet worked a retail slash food service job for 6 months, it would just be ridiculous. That is my plan. That's my plan. Fucking economic plan. Fucking Green New Deal. Just every single person should work retail or food service. Honestly,
okay,
that's
okay.
my plan. That's my plan for the world. Damn, that should have been my question when I asked y'all when I was up there. If you guys were world leader, what would you guys? What was the first thing you guys would? The first
That was pretty good.
law of the land you guys would decree. What about you? What would you think? What would you think is one thing that you would, if you were world leader? And I'm
Um,
gonna assume and you're humanitarian, Brad. So I'm gonna assume that this law of the land would be to better society as you see it. Obviously,
yeah, just like no
it's not like
more.
give me all the money you have. Like
I
that's
just
corny.
like move everything to like green energy and put like try and save the animals, preserve the animals,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, stuff like
That's
that.
that's why
I
I call him
guess.
humanitarian, Brad, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love animals. You know
I'm just
this.
trying to tell. I'm just trying to ask, have someone ask me where the Cheez-Its are, and you talking about saving the animals. All right.
But yeah.
Well, but yeah, well, we've been talking for mad long. Granted, I have to cut a massive chunk out because Brad's a bitch, but
My apologies. My apologies.
maybe one. I won't keep it in this recording, but maybe I'll keep the audio for like a separate like occasion. Maybe for like your eventual. That doesn't.
Sure.
It wouldn't even make sense to put it at like your wedding or some shit. That literally wouldn't even make sense. It's not even that funny. But I think it's funny.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
All right.
Fair,
Well,
fair enough. Maybe
hopefully you
another
guys.
time it'll be
Maybe
discussed.
another time. We'll save it. Maybe we'll have this discussion another time. Because I was gonna ask you. Well, I'll save it for another day. But I was gonna ask you how like seeing people was like now.
Mm.
Because like
All
I don't
right.
want to put I don't want to like I don't want to like blow up your spot and say that you've been like seeing like people. But obviously your experience compared to mine is a lot different at this point. So I'll say that maybe I'll say that for next week.
Yeah, we could do this some other time.
Yeah, and then now that I have this information, I can form my questions a little bit more, more better, so I don't have to cut audio out.
All right, then.
But yeah, any last words for the people?
I hope y'all enjoyed. Kind of
Uh,
a dark podcast today,
yeah, we,
but
we got kind of ranty there, but hey, go vote. Listen,
yes, go vote for sure.
I know not a lot of people listen to this, but every single person that is here, make sure you register to vote. Make sure you go vote. That's all I have to say. I know we're still like what are 2 months out? Damn, we're
2 months.
not even like a month out.
Yeah, we're a month. Yep.
Oh my
At
God,
this point.
tomorrow's or today's October. For you guys listening, today's October already. This has been the fastest year on the planet. Oh my God, this has been the fastest year ever. I
It
swear.
has, man.
I feel like just yesterday I was dancing in the basement. And now I haven't
When will the
gyrated my
basement-
hips in 8 months.
Oof. When will the basement come back?
Never. Listen, whenever it does, I'm there. I'm there opening night, opening Thursday.
What if it closes before it ever comes back?
Well, then that sucks.
Shit.
But as soon as I catch wind that that place is opening back up, that first Thursday, I am there. I don't care if I'm in a different country. I'm flying back just to
Okay.
have that shitty Long Island and dance to the same 5 songs over and over again. But all right, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Go follow us on socials if you want to just hear more of our takes on this coming stuff. Again, go vote. I'm saying this 4 weeks and 5 weeks in advance, but yeah, we're in a shitty world. Try to make it less shitty. How's that for an outro?
I agree. Let's not make this road shitty.
That's my shit. All right, see you guys.
Peace out, everybody.